In this video, we are going to go over changing improper fractions into mixed numbers. Quickly before we start, hopefully you can recall that an improper fraction is a fraction where the numerator, or in this case a 9, is larger than the denominator, which in this case is a 4. So first we're going to solve this problem visually. So you will notice that above there are 3 visuals that you can look at. So you'll also notice that within these visuals there are 4 boxes because our denominator in this case is 4. And if you will also recall that the number of boxes we have to shade are the number of boxes is the number that is in the numerator. So in this case, because our numerator is 9, I am going to go ahead and shade in 9 boxes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so I have now shaded in 9 of my boxes. And one thing that I really notice right away is that I have 2 boxes that are completely shaded in. So because I have 2 boxes that are completely shaded in, this lets me know that my final answer is going to have 2 holes in it. Or, ooh, that's not a nice looking 2. There we go. It's going to have 2 holes in it. And then I'm going to look over to this box right here. And I know that just looking at this box visually, this box is telling me that I have 1 in my numerator because 1 blue box is shaded in. And I have 4 in my denominator because I can count 1, 2, 3, 4 total boxes. So this lets me know that the fraction 9 2/4 is equal to 2 1/4. So this is how we turn improper fractions into mixed numbers. Now that we have looked at how to solve or how to turn improper fractions into mixed numbers using visuals, now we're going to look at how to do it mathematically. So oftentimes it's very convenient to use a visual, but it's not always incredibly practical, especially if you're working with larger numbers, just because that can be a lot of boxes that you might have to draw. However, if solving them visually is what works for you, it might be worth it, especially in the beginning, to draw out those boxes. However, if you find that you do not need the boxes, here is how you can you can turn improper fractions into mixed numbers using just math. So, to do that, what we basically have to do is divide 9 by 4. So, in order to do that, I have a division sign set up here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put my numbers into my division sign. So the first thing that you will notice is that the 4, which is our denominator, goes on the outside, and the 9, which is the numerator, goes on the inside of my division problem. And then I am simply going to start dividing. If you need a multiplication chart, I would always encourage you to use it. If you have a really difficult time, you might want to use a calculator to help you out. However, you cannot solely rely on a calculator to do this. So I am looking at this problem and I'm going to ask myself, how many times does 4 go into 9 without going over? And I know that that number is 2. So now I'm going to ask myself, what is 4 times 2? 4 times 2 is 8. So I'm going to put my 8 down here. And I know I have to subtract these. 9 minus 8 is 1. So I can solve this problem as 2 remainder 1. So now to turn this into a fraction, I have to do a couple things. The first thing I notice is that I have 2 wholes. So my 2 is going to be a really big 2. And then the next thing I notice is that I have a remainder 1. Now here's the interesting thing, guys. This remainder 1 right here is going to become my new numerator. And the 4, which was my denominator, does not change, and it remains a 4. So my answer is 2 1/4.